Abusia for incha on yensa so mu akwa ba emle channel so. Abusia enede na ekoso ewo eye NDC mu. Abusia amanebo ne echemu echese Musa Danquah edi eye post edi abana sa post na abusia edi confusion. Kese chaos kese pa na edi ato eye NDC mu a enya asem keto na abusia ensem no de bebre just say enye easy within the NDC aba eye omo presidential candidate a just say obeba for eye election 2028 abusia ehonsem ena abusia aba abonten this time enya asem keto yenko ne kokotie eja ato eye NDC mu eba presidential candidate a just say ombe yi no for election 2028 amara be face eye Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia MPP election 2028 abusia yeteni na masese ha eda so aye be media je say ene de connect channel so abusia be so subscribe dey my notification bell no for podcast update yentie nkoma aba abonten just say
Musa Danquah kofa latest poll on NDC race number very explosive details or there about Team Julius Debra fire back to Mubarak through Mubarak to Musa Danquah. What is he saying? Musa Danquah sound responded to accusation say as why bedding for to forcing because the poll now the Gen-Z phone kwan on your mokasenti na Asiedu Nketiah numbers then Shadama no respond who are the leading candidates. And what are the analysis of Musa Danquah they tie the delegates for their bond the NDC no how will do jina Professor Jane Nana Opoku Agyeman ejina he Johnson Asiedu Nketiah ejina he ato is forcing and so ejina he and no nebebo ho and no na Musa Danquah kofa by publish here NDC race no ba dia me peba ko Musa Danquah adopt ne so no ade ni poll ba ono a chirichirim e won the page so for me not to go into the poll those some will pull no person no aka ne okohu ye na yenyina ye ba ya analysis so let's listen to Musa Danquah on okohu ye on the NDC race.
Yo I'm by global info analytics and then 25th March 2026 the national tracking poll no, report me is out then share the results now yes I can for the NDC race economy among NDC or in the NDC race, why is leading? At the moment, Atufosi is leading 32%. Asiedu Nketiah 25%. Haruna Idrisu 23%. Professor Jenano 14%. And the rest 5%. Now, the changes are about between December and now. Atufosi will move from 23% to 32%. That's about 9-point increase for Atufosi. Asiedu Nketiah now 22 or 25, so just 3-point increase. Haruna Idrisu no decline first with 26%, after SWAT 3%, about 23%. Najinana or 11%, after Okosro 3% to 14%. Others will come with number 18%, after SWAT about 5%. Now, interestingly, say Okasi say Jenana uncontested, na Haruna Idrisu any to force in Asiedu Nketiah why number 2 and others no then to force in 36% Asiedu Nketiah 31% Haruna 27% others no 6%. Now you share the numbers to pair the rings or the blocks Oko swing regional swing Greater Accra Central and Western regional at forcing over 43%, Asiedu Nketiah 22%, Haruna Idrisu 18%, Opoku Agyeman 12%, Biamoma Akan of 5%. Oba Akan regions no Akan at forcing over 43%, Asiedu Nketiah 27%, 14% Haruna Idrisu, 10% Jenano Opoku, Omama Akan 6%. Oko Northern sector at forcing over 11%. Asiedu Nketiah 17%, Haruna Idrisu 50%, Jenano Opoku 18%, and others no 4%. Over Oti voter put together, Asiedu Nketiah 25%, Atufosi 23%, Haruna Idrisu 17%, Jenano Opoku 27%, Wamakano 8%. Now, in terms of NDC race by age group Omomadi 18 to 24 emu 32% is support to Atufosi, 24 is support to Asiedu Nketiah, and 27 is support to Haruna Idrisu, 16% Jenana Opoku. 25-34 Atuforcing 42. Asiedu Nketiah 23. Haruna Iddrisu 22. Jenana 12. 35-44 Atuforcing 41. Asiedu Nketiah 25%. Haruna Iddrisu 20%. Jenana 12%. Omamodi 45-54 Atuforcing 43%. Asiedu Nketiah 24. 19% Haruna Iddrisu. 13% Jenana Opoku. Omamodi 55-64 Asiedu Nketiah 28%. Atuforcing 33%. Haruna 22%. Opoku, Professor Opoku Ajiman 15%. Above 65, Atuforcing 19%. Asiedu Nketiah 23%. Haruna 28%. Jenana 28%. In here, across all the age groups, except those who are above 65, Atuforcing is leading across all age groups. Now, over education, so among junior high, Atuforcing 41%, Asiedu Nketiah 28%, Haruna 16%, Jenana 12%. Omamukwa senior high, Atuforcing 47%, Asiedu Nketiah 24%, Haruna 17%, Jenana 11%. Tertiary 4, Atuforcing 37%, Asiedu Nketiah 23%, Haruna 25%, Jenana 13%. Omukwa qualification, Atuforcing 30%. Nketiah 23%, Haruna 29%, Jenana 70%. So here again, Atuforcing is leading across all voters block on education. Now look at the Christian or those religious block. Among those who are Christians, Atuforcing 46%, Asiedu Nketiah 24%, Haruna 17%, Jenana 12%. Muslims, Atuforcing 22%, Haruna Iddrisu 37%. Asiedu Nketiah 23%, Jenana 17%. Over traditional religion, Atuforcing 33%, Asiedu Nketiah 26%, Haruna 23%, Jenana 16%. So broadly, this is also in line. Now, you share by party affiliation. Parties form almost about this country. Surprisingly, Atuforcing is now backed by 41% of MPP people. 41%. Asiedu Nketiah 23%, Haruna 22%, Jenana 12%. NDC 4. Atuforcing LED 39%, Asiedu Nketiah 26%, Haruna 21%, Jenana 13%. Among floating voters, Atuforcing 44%, Asiedu Nketiah 22%, Haruna 20%, Jenana 11%. So across the major party affiliation, Atuforcing is leading. This, no doubt, makes Atuforcing the front runner for the NDC race. Now, when it comes to the ethnic groups, accounts 53% support to Atuforcing, 25% Asiedu Nketiah, 12% Haruna Iddrisu, 9% Jenana Opoku. Among the Ghana Dangbe, Atuforcing 47%, Asiedu Nketiah 21%, Haruna 17%, Jenana 12%. Among the Ever group, Atuforcing 43%, Nketiah 26%, Haruna 16%, Jenana 13%. Among the Mole Dagbani group, Atuforcing 17%, Asiedu Nketiah 19%. Haruna 47%, and Opoku Ajiman 17%. Again, across ethnic group, except Mole Dagbani, Atuforcing is leading across the major ethnic groups. Now, interestingly, so we know head-to-head, Atuforcing and Haruna, Atuforcing 58%, Haruna 42%. So we Asiedu Nketiah and Atuforcing 59%, Asiedu Nketiah 41%. Now, so we Atuforcing any Jenana Opoku, Atuforcing 70%, Jenana 30%. As we Haruna any Mosquito, Haruna 50%, Mosquito 50%, up high, very, very close race between Haruna Iddrisu and Asiedu Nketiah. So we Haruna Iddrisu any Jenana Opoku, Haruna 65%, Jenana 35%. Now, so we Asiedu Nketiah any Jenana 40%, Asiedu Nketiah 60%. So basically, we need the dynamics of the NDC for reason. Now, you share between, let's say, Atuforcing any Asiedu Nketiah reason. Almost other candidates in the first round, almost the same. Asiedu Nketiah versus Atuforcing. Now, Omamutuma said Nketiah in the first round, 89% Etuman Obium, but 11% a best switchy aqua to forcing vote. So, after forcing Omamutuma first round, 96% is Antuman Obium, 4% Etuma Asiedu Nketiah. But Omamutuma Haruna are not, they move 67% Etuma to forcing, compared to 33% for Asiedu Nketiah. Omamutuma Jinano Pokuno. Aruna, I said 50%. At voting 50%. You might check or might check Jena vote. Now, I want to say someone else look. Say head to header 66%. 66 etuma to forcing and at 34 etuma Nketiah. Now, Oba at two forcing any Haruna Biswa. Let's share how that rate pans out. Haruna Biswa and at two forcing. Omamutuma and Asiedu Nketiah no, he moved 60% etuma to forcing, 40% etuma Haruna Bisu. Omamutuma at forcing no, 95 at forcing, another 5% ma Haruna. Omamutuma Haruna 93 esantuma Bibium, but 7% SOG at forcing. Jenana also Imapai 49 etuma Haruna Bisu, 51 etuma at forcing. And Omamutuma someone else no, Haruna Bisu in 46%. And after forcing 54%. We share these dynamics and the data one. I say after forcing is emerging to be the front runner and potentially could have a good chance of leading NDC based on what we have seen in the poll. But we have a long time ahead. We don't know whether he's contesting or not, but we believe using this poll, I think he must have interest. Thank you very much.
Yes, it's Dr. Case at forcing and every edikan. Maybe analysis on that. Or we are not responding to one so I said that's keyword to favor at force where you Julius the breath film and yeah, because Team Julius the brother reply Musa Danquah. Then Tina Oka about that maternity.
Hello, good morning. Mwapava about Global Info Analytics and 26 March 2026. In social media, Hannah Martin Sembi, some of it are misinformation, miseducation, and frankly, ignorance. And per se, may set the record straight here. This platform is not for propaganda. It is not to champion the cause of NDC, and the cause of MPP, and the woes of NDC, and the woes of MPP. It is here to provide data, insight. It doesn't matter where the axis fall. We will say it as it is. In this person who pray, election matters more. Data-driven election matters. Haya na so udi wone chire. Enko bebia. Aha. Se nya ebeka. Yeswa ebeka. Ebe church woni mo bia se ma woni. At the whole face at war, or your MPP or NDC, and fire. Global Info, a company. Aye, Oma post ni survey in the past. No, who will be officer, who will be a team with that. Yang day our team. I'll make my every day. As I mean, what I say, a month for 80 phones or a telephone calls to delegate. Inti, open a corner. Aha, and I was so back. Matese man for kase or moki kase saving the koye and Gen Z for the koye there. But one day Gen Z will be a war between 1996 and 2012. These are the range of a year of birth of Gen Zs. The oldest Gen Z and over 30 years, and the youngest Gen Z over 14 years. Inti Gen Z bi over omnyantoaba omontoabada. Maybe ometoaba in the not even in the next election, but the election after. But yeah, demography in terms of age, categorizing into Gen Z and I say non-Gen Z. Purely structured on the national or Ghana Statistical Services profile. And precisely, now in a way, say we are only capturing those who will vote or who can vote. From 18 to 24. But eventually, sometimes before election, for example, 3 years before the next election, a bit more lower your age group, about 16 years. Because if you interview no way 16 years and there, in the next 3 years, no better about. So we'll begin to capture your views and then until you become a voter. So a more complex way of seeing and understanding the minds of the voters. Very soon we will switch from 18 to 24 to 16 to 24 and I capture more on better about in the future. You can see what they are thinking. I don't know where are they gravitating towards. Party men are move. So when you get the insight from here. Another age group 25-34. Into here age group now 18-24, 25-35 to 34 years. The Gen Zs more between the age of 18 and 34. That's the bracket of Gen Z. By a 35 to 44 so 45 to 54 so 55 to 64 and above 65 so say and yes Gen Z phone target of there. It is every voter who is of voting age, but going forward we will reduce the age to 16 years so that we will capture those young people who will be voting in the next election. Channel this platform is for education. So na anyoda we're not here to please or to make you happy or to make somebody sad. We are here to present to you facts. Facts are sometimes our politicians don't want you to know. Facts are in some cases NDC we don't want you to know. MPP we don't want you to know. Open the corner here and Aoba. Just like this video, comment and share. And I promise you, nothing about election will go on that I'm telling you well ahead.
Yes. So that is Musa Danquah's view on it. For me, I think that I've always said that because of the way the economy is going, which is generally on a good pedestal, generally, if you issues near there, I agree. I think say that is why he has that momentum, because the economy will reflect in its popularity. But the downside is that any finance minister, especially at force and the key thing is fiscal prudence. But I don't say this in your economy now, and I'm going to say fiscal prudence is also a policy. Say me niska money me also. Baby, at the end is fiscal kushimono. That is also a decision and a policy in my view. So Ozia Sanso could be a DD system now. If including your colleagues ministers, I don't be down. So whether he can keep that momentum going in the next year or two, no, is also another thing that will be interesting to notice. As we said in Nketiah, the Makasa me after John Mahama, there is nobody in NDs when it comes to popularity contest, which elections are largely about that. Before people talk about policies and everything, we beat Asiedu Nketiah. That main suggestion is a media main come party no minyaya on the national chairman because of the history of the MPP. You need that arrowhead figure, someone experienced, someone very authoritative to shape and guide the party, especially this crucial time. President Mama Nkobio. And yes, they all for all 2008 MPP 17 candidates, If maybe they managed it or maybe they could have won Twitter because of how close the election, the closest election of having this for Republican dispensation. That is why I think. But if you contest, I doubt anybody will be tested as we speak, because I don't know what the future holds. As for Mama Jane, because of age, just like I said in Nketiah, but I think they're more popular, way popular. She also doesn't really have constituencies in the NDC, apart from maybe outside the party, the female tag and everything. That experimentation is also be interesting whether Ghana is also ready for a female vice president and all that. But Jim Julius, Musa Danquah, Ras Mubarak, and your first time when you name Musa Danquah was at the Wobetro BB. Musa Danquah the buyer now or say, I've seen my friend Musa Danquah latest poll on the NDC 2028 flag bearer. Whilst it may seem early for such conversations, let me say this respectfully: the facts on the ground do not support his current findings. Just like in Ayawasu East by election, where I had extensive behind-the-scene discussion with Baba Jamal, the poll failed to reflect the reality on the ground. Baba was advised to ignore the numbers and focus on the message, and event proved that right. Musa was wrong then. Inshallah, he'll be proven wrong again. Any poll that does not feature the chief of staff, Honorable Julius Debra, as a leading candidate, should be taken with a very big big pinch of salt. So Musa Danquah send your way wa ayawa su east amemuno. Osambewe man for Julius and kind of Musa Danquah plan was a ras. I know deep down in your heart, you know that sampling delegates of 1,400 is not the same as sampling from 300,000 delegates. Again, no candidate will be able to share Kosuani Meko 2 half of NDC delegates, let alone 32 inches TV. On the national level, I can assure that we will be very accurate within the polls margin of error. At the right time, we will release NDC's delegate polls. The heat will be on, so brace for more heat. We know what we know, but we are not speaking much. Indeed, we will be very quiet about what is happening among the delegates for a long time. We want the elections to go on in peace. After the branch election, you hear from us. Politicians hate to know what the public think on issues unless it matches their beliefs. We are not here for you. Ja Rastafari. I agree. Politicians, they be almost all thing on better. But you see, Musa Danquah has the credibility and the track record. For me, Julius Zebra, I don't know much, but he also seems to enjoy a good camaraderie around people. But for me, I've said that if his popularity in Kwande, I said Nketiah will win. Atoforsen's candidature will be proven with time. How do you find candidates? Fine, because some people have even suggested on any Provincial president, Haruna vice president. It will be interesting what the candidates, but for us to always say, is this poll? Send a prof support can and a promotion video na kwa blast people and I am no obwa wa jiji sika opo uni poll on wako any poll. So you only imbibe it, you disagree. But don't attack me. Obanaka so nene nyabia. I mean, me there are certain parts. Musa Danquah poll I am say nene nyabia. I have not done any poll, but when you look at the percentages is presented, for me, looking at it, it reflects. The only surprising is the gap between Atoforsen and Asiedu Nketiah. 7%, I feel is a bit of a high side. But as I say, it's a reflection of the economy. Because just studying the poll now from November, Atoforsen peaked after the budget reading. Now, who said the popularity is to mean that there's a confidence in him, there's a confidence in the economy. And as I say, in the policies, especially on fiscal consolidation, how well people will perceive him. So, a minister and someone the come. I'm a one for the basa. That reflect Prof. Jane. I'm not surprised because my man shows open your president today. Haruna has always been in that conversation. So I'm also not surprised about the 23%. But Haruna is a fine material. As to whether the northern ticket will work again for the end, because President Muhammad from the north, but he's not a Muslim, he's a Christian. Haruna is a Muslim. That angle also be interesting. But I think that in the coming days, a bit of time will make us zoom down a little bit more. So that will be my view. And if you feel, do you agree with Musa Danquah, do you disagree? If you feel, share your view in the comment section. We are now a subscriber, man. Subscriber now click on the notification. The video be to my obehu. No, it's my favorite. So you my why you here? Oh my Ghana and so here. Bye bye.